Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with some more Unreal World today. Continuing our spirit quest, Resurrected. We've got Athena of the Owl Tribe leading the way, of course. And we are out here in the southeastern Koivula Cultures territory, down here at the little red X. This one in particular, because this, I think, is the spot of some treasure. So if you missed the last episode, well, it was an eventful one. But right at the end, we came over here, decided to use this ice, because we can now travel on the ice. Use that opportunity to check out the treasure. Well, I forgot that it actually specifies the treasure is buried, and I should have remembered that. So I don't know if we can dig this up in frozen ground. Sometimes it'll let you. Like, you can dig cellars in the winter, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know about this. We'll have to just try it. Now, here's the deal, too, is at the time I had forgotten a shovel, or so I thought. But I forgot that I had already put a shovel on one of my dogs. I was going to trade with it because I've got myself a perfect shovel. But I realized that after I already gone back to the cabin and took off all the, the gear from the dogs and everything. But I've got the perfect shovel now, so let's try this. Okay, and as another note too, we're at the location I think is where it's specified. It says in between three boulders. We can read it specifically real quick. Buried in the ground in the center of three adjacent boulders, forming a triangle. This, and I literally, just like when I came to this island here where we're at on the map, we can zoom out real quick. You can see it. This was the first one we stopped at. When I zoomed in, I was standing like right up here. And I noticed those boulders or those stones right there. I think that's what they are. It says they're big rocks, but this is like perfect. It's gotta be this spot, right? So let's try the shovel. Right now I'm delaying. That's what I'm doing. I'm delaying. So the ground is frozen and impossible to dig. Dang it. Wait, let's look. Calf deep snow. What if I try it here? No, dang it. Well, shoot. You know what really gets me too is not that we've come out here, but that I waited to come out here until the area was like extremely cold and frozen because I wanted to just be able to ski right over the ice. Well, I got my wish. I can ski over the ice, but I can't get to the treasure like a dummy. So at least now we know. These two X's basically mark the spot, this one specifically. So, well, now we've got to wait until next spring, sadly, and I'll bring my boat over here. I'll pick up my punt and take the paddle, and we'll just boat across. But gosh darn it, like I said, it kills me because I could have already done that. We picked up this and completed this quest while it was still warm out. All right, well, we are back at the cabin, and yes, I'm still feeling terrible about my blunders with the treasure, but I think that the best thing to do is to try and do a little bit of trading / exploring. I was going to go hunting again, but I was like, we've got so much stuff now that I feel pretty good about our trading. It's just getting it all loaded up. So I've complained long enough about having a bull. Or even a cow or two would be great too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm packing up the dogs. So I'm trying to figure out which ones have the least stuff on them so I can push some more furs on them. Let's get you loaded up. So let's look at this one. And I've decided instead of going to the Drick, he's got a lot of stuff on him, but can he handle one more elk fur? Oh, yes, he can. So instead of heading down to this area, because I still don't think we can travel over the rivers with as much stuff as I'm going to be carrying, so I'm still planning on a big trip down to these guys. But for now, what I'm going to do is, like I said, explore a bit more of this culture over here, the Remi. Yeah, so they're relatively wealthy. They should definitely have some more animals, dogs, and hopefully some cows and stuff too. I'll even take some sheep at this point. But yeah, who knows? I might maybe some salt too. But we'll have a little mini trading excursion. In addition, like opening up this culture is very helpful because if we do encounter more of the purple tribe, which are just right over here. They're literally neighbors with these guys. So if we ever wanted to, maybe strike out and raid another like actual, established village of theirs, this would be a great culture to use, the Remy. So like I said, let's get over there and do some trading and some exploring. Okay, so I think I've made another mistake here. This one's not so critical, but I should point it out since I've talked about it before. See, I'm out here, like I said, in the territory doing some trading, discovering some new areas. It's not easy because the ice, I still can't travel over it, but I came to this spot and there happens to be some roasted turnips at this location, which isn't necessarily unusual in and of itself. But the thing is, this whole time, I've been trying to figure out what this whimsical root is, and I was convinced it was a turnip that my character just didn't know. I mean, I know personally that there are turnips in the game because I've played it before, but I figured old Athena here hadn't determined that. But now I realize it can't be because, well, she sees that on the floor and recognizes it as a turnip, but this right here is still a mystery to her. So I don't know. Maybe it is because it's fire roasted. She recognizes it. I don't know. It's not a big deal, though. Like I said, it's not game changing, but I just wanted to point it out because apparently I goofed and I don't know what we've been putting in our stew. Apparently some sort of whimsical root, but I'm going to have to figure out what that is. Oh, no, I just caught a cold. So it stopped me while I was exploring. It says something happens. Achoo, you suddenly sneeze. Maybe you're about to catch a cold. So if we go to our skills and then P for physician, yep, you can see we've got the influenza. There it is, the old COVID, probably. I don't know. No, probably not. But, in my experience with the game, we're overburdened. It's not that big a deal. Influenza is not all that hard to get over. In fact, I'm just going to completely ignore it and go about my business here. Like I said, we're exploring. I'm looking for territories, settlements and stuff. Oh, is that a little mountain? Yeah, we'll stand on that. And at some point, probably in the very near future, it's going to pop up and say, oh, something's happened or your influenza gets better. I'm pretty sure I just saw a foreign trader right here, too. Maybe, I don't know. I was going to say maybe this is a good point. There he is. See him? Oh, yes. Oh, now I wasn't able to load up all the furs onto the dogs, but we've got quite a few of them. I had to leave like 3 or 4 of the big ones behind, but let's just check and see what these guys have to trade. Fine broadsword, longbow, 22 broadhead arrows isn't bad. Neither's the longbow, but let's see what his friend has, if there's anything interesting. Okay, this one's got a broadsword, fine mace, the shield, which we don't need. I've already got one of these, and the mail harbigon. I think I've got this. Yeah, we've already got one of these. So let's check another guy. Okay, number 3 is garbage. Also, pretty poor showing from the 4th guy. Oh, interesting. So this gentleman's got some jewelry on him. The fine short sword I'm not really interested in, unfortunately. My character does not do well with swords. She's more of a knife fighter. I think that's her best. Spears are pretty close behind, but I do kind of want the jewelry. Now, some commenter has mentioned that I should try wearing this, and I have, by the way, but she can't wear jewelry. Unfortunately, that would be funny, and I would carry it around and wear it, but we do need the silver, at least I know, for ritual purposes. I'll take the bronze pendant too, just because, if we're buying it. Let's offer some stuff. I think I've got some furs on me. Now, these foreign traders will only take furs. Oh, crap. I guess I didn't pick any up. I picked up a whole bunch of extra clothing. You can see I've got the linen trousers, the mail cowl stuff. This is all for trading, but like I say, these guys strictly want furs. So I'm pretty sure that's the guy I was just trading with. Let's keep him in our sights because I'm going to grab a couple of furs from the dogs here. Winter elk fur. That should be enough, right? 2 of those? That might be a little bit too much. Let's grab some. I think I had killer loaded up. Fine winter elk fur. Let me grab a variety of smaller furs real quick. Dang. Well, this guy definitely took quite a bit. all these furs here for just a couple of ounces of metal, basically. But hey, it's fine jewelry, I guess, here in medieval, or I should say Bronze Age. Yeah, Finland. Yeah. Anyway, so we're looking at winter elk fur, a fine elk fur, two winter elk furs, a badger fur, and a fine winter reindeer fur for all this. Now, granted, I think one of these elk furs is a small one from a baby, so it's only like 2.5 pounds, but that's still a lot of fur nonetheless. We're going to accept that deal. There we go. So that was, in fact, the last guy that I can see. There might be a dude outside my vision, but now I'm carrying too many furs around, so I'm going to have to drop some of those and repack them on the dog so we can be on our way. Oh, there it is. It popped up a little bit later than I thought, but it says your influenza eases a bit. You don't suffer from influenza anymore, so we can check it too. There we go. It just cleared on its own. I didn't do a thing for it. I've said before, I kind of wish that like getting the flu was worse for your character. Like, in other words, you had to like stop and seek out some herbal remedies, but you can pretty much ignore it and not have to worry. If you want to role play it, it's different, but I mean, like I said, I'm out here exploring, so I'm just going to ignore it, and I knew it would eventually pass. Well, it's not a cow or a bull, but we're getting ourselves another dog. And it's a pretty good deal. We got a busted up male cow and some antlers, which are a gimme, and then a linen shirt, too. So, for a full dog here, which might save our lives one day, I think it's a good trade. Let's go ahead and do it. And, I talk a lot about cows, but the dogs are also good haulers, especially when you get a bunch of them like this. So let's try and figure out which one of these dogs is our new dog. Okay, there it is. It's pretty easy to see it. It's the one that's not starving to death. So welcome to the pack, dog. You will never eat again. And if you do, it'll be hard, crusty old bones. That's just the way of the world here in the UnReal world. Now, where the hell's the rope? What? Did they not give? Oh, there it is. I didn't see the rope. Whoopsie. We've got it. No need to freak out. What should we name him? How about her? Frosty. Since it's winter. Yep, there's snow on the ground. You are now Frosty. Oh, baby. Here we go. Cow and a bull for sale at this location. Just what I wanted. In fact, I just came from a village that was selling a couple of dogs that I just totally passed on. I just put a marker on the map and I left because I knew that we would find what we were looking for. And I wanted to make sure I had enough, trade goods. So speaking of which, just to be careful, I'm going to exit that, and doesn't matter. They're not going to sell out here in the next moment or two. So, there they are. Look how beautiful they are. Oh, look at those little babies. Come to mama. I can't wait. So I'm going to buy both of them if I can afford it. And I might have to dip into some of the meat that we brought. But hey, there's a sage. Let's just chat with him real quick. Hey, buddy. See, I always want to talk to him in the hopes that maybe they'll offer me like a new ritual or spell. But so far, nothing. No quests either recently, but that's okay. What we're going to do is trade. So now I've got to pull some stuff off the dogs. Yeah, I'm just going to grab it all. And if I have to drop it right here on the floor, or if I can't even move at all, that's fine. I'll just, that direction. I'll just stand right here and yell at the nearest trader, or the nearest villager until they trade with me. Oh man, everybody loves the linen trousers we've got, huh? Now I'm also giving them a shovel and this is like a wood armor, and wood and leather armor essentially. And again, it's partially damaged, but that's okay. He's still willing to take it. And this is pretty good for a cow. I'm thinking this guy is cutting us a deal, so we're going to accept that. Now, it's a bit easier to figure out where your cow is, but here's the thing is if you let it get too far away from you, you're going to be in trouble because you can't tell a cow to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you can with a well-fed dog. But I'm going to go ahead and name our cow Bessie here. Somehow I think I messed up and renamed a dog that I had already named or something, because now I've got a dog here, just female dog. I don't know what the hell I did, but I messed up the names. None of the worries. I'll get that sorted out, but I've still got a bunch of stuff here on me, so let's grab the bull. I think we should just buy both of them. Oh, it's so much nicer too, just being able to push all my trade goods or traveling items and stuff onto one or two animals instead of spreading them out over like 6 different dogs. It's just so many fewer clicks, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, let me see what this guy wants real quick and I'll show you the final trade. All right, and the bull was a little bit more pricey, no doubt, but I've just thrown up a bunch of the clothing. And some of this is damaged stuff from our previous raid that I captured, and some of it's just leather stuff that I crafted up specifically for trading with like bird leather and extras. But now we've got ourselves a bull. Let's go. And again, be ready because there they go. He steps away. Now, I'm not even going to try and move or anything because that would waste time. Don't want to look anywhere. I'm just going to grab my rope and put it around the bull's neck. Boom. Now he's on a leash. And of course, you don't have to name them necessarily. I think you do need to name your dogs if you want to like order them around. But the herd animals, they don't listen to your commands or anything. I just like to name them. We'll call this guy Bully. Bessie and Bully. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So as you might have noticed too, I tried to avoid trading away any of our furs. And again, as I've mentioned previously, I like to keep the furs just because that's the only thing the foreign traders will take. And you've seen they're pretty steep with some of their trades. So I'm going to push all of these onto the bull. Look at that. And he's probably got room to spare too. It doesn't give you like an exact number, but like I said, I think I'm going to try and get it all onto the bull too real quick. All right, well, everything is loaded up, and before I leave the village, I just like to check some of the cabins and see what they've got. I haven't seen any salt yet, but I have noticed quite a few pieces of jewelry in some of these villages. You can see this one's got a bronze bear pendant, which is cool. But they are totally out of animals, so like I said, I'm just looking for salt, and I mean, I've seen some nets too, but I don't want to just trade for a single net. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably end up having to trade away a bunch of food because I don't want to like overpay with like a really nice fur. So in other words, what I like to do is if I find salt, then I'll hopefully find a net too, and maybe, you know, another cooking pot and something else. Actually, you know, speaking of cooking pots, the last order that I picked up from the blacksmith was one of his beautiful cooking pots. So we technically have 3 more back at the cabin and stuff, but we're pretty far from home still. We're out here going deeper and deeper into the Remy culture. And, you know, as I've mentioned, it's not just important to open up these villages for trading purposes and marking, you know, for animals and stuff. Like this one's got a couple more dogs. But it's good to know them if we do want to attack the purple people. Because, you know, when you go to attack them, you want to have a bunch of people hired from various villages, you know. And when you go to do that, you don't want to be hiring from one and then search for a village. Oh, and then you might happen to find one like 2 days later. Because then the guy you hired over here will have like only a day or 2 left with your party. So you need to have them all uncovered and then get them hired as quickly as you can and then attack. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, I'm actually breaking my rule that I just talked about. It's not really a rule, but I'm doing a little bit of trading right now just for some stuff without any salt. But there's a couple items I want here. And I'm also getting a little antsy. I think it's about time to head back to the cabin. So let's finish off this deal here with the young lady. Let's see what we've got. So I picked up, where was it? The fine net. I saw they had a fine net. And I was like, you know what, I'll grab that. And I also picked up some seeds here. So we've got quaint seeds. I don't know what kind they are because my girl, apparently she's terrible at herb lore. Which, by the way, I have been practicing every day. I try this whimsical root, try to identify it, but she keeps failing. Nonetheless, we can use the seeds, even if we don't know what they are, for baking and stuff. So there, I remember this was one of the optional like ingredients for some of the foods. And now we have 16 pounds of it. So that'll be helpful right there for cooking and stuff. And maybe if we figure it out, we might grow them at some point too, because we can use it for other things besides cooking. We can actually grow whatever this is. I don't know. It could be beans or nettles. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I did the trade for. Now, if we check, these guys actually do have some dogs at this location. And I haven't searched the entire culture yet, but we're not actually going to do any attacking at the moment. So, like I said, I'm a little bit antsy to get back to the cabin, but there's a couple more villages just in the general vicinity, like right next door here. You can see there's two, and there's a third one just above us. So I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice. I didn't come in and just greet the first person I see and ask about animals. Oh, look at that, a big bull and a cow. I want the big bull. I was just going to mark it on the map and move on to the other village real quick, but I want this big bull. I actually kind of want the cow too. All right, let's see. Let's go through this. I don't have a lot. Most of the furs and stuff are on the our other bull, but does he want this? Tripled. Wow. That was our last piece of armor. Whoa. Hold on. We do have a fine winter elk fur. Getting promising. Okay. Badger. Promising. I should throw in some food instead of giving them all my pleasantly close. Dang it. Do you want my whimsical root? No, I'm just kidding. Let's try the hair fur. Oh, come on. Oh, he didn't even want the squirrel fur. I know he would say yes with the ermine or the wolf. Certainly with the wolf fur. Maybe this. No, not quite. All right, you know what? I'm going to give him some arrows. I have a bunch of arrows at home. Dang. Are you kidding me? All right, I get a better idea. Let's start this over from the start. And I'm going to grab some furs from the bull real quick. All right, so I went ahead and grabbed all the food, all the furs off the bull that we have, and this is what he's taken now for the big bull. Some of the clothing, a couple of the big furs that we've got, and a bunch of meat. So pretty good deal, though. And this big bull, the fact that it's big like that, I think that means he's going to be a good hauling animal. Which one is it? Right here, let me look at it. That's Bully. All right, there he is. Let's get a rope on his neck before he moves away. All right, rope, there it is. Boom, got him. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's just trade for this cow, too. I've been holding on to this stuff in anticipation of a big trading excursion, but I mean, this is kind of turning into it. Even though there's some key stuff like the salt and maybe some pieces of armor that we're not going to be able to get until we go to the Druid, which I still plan on doing, but yeah, I mean, we'll need to pick up a few more things probably. Just in other words, I'll need to kill a few more animals, but that's okay because we do have a ton more meat back home, sitting there. But anyway, let me go ahead and grab this cow too. Oh man, well, the cow was significantly cheaper. They just took the fine winter wolf fur and 75 smoked elk cuts. I tell you what, those wolf furs are very valuable. No doubt about it. So, boom, there we go. Second cow, and that's good for carrying stuff, but also, of course, is that it to the north? We can milk the cows once it becomes like it's in season, because you can't do it during their dry months, but it'll tell you when you go to try and milk it. It'll tell you when it's capable of it. But there we go. So we've got two, and I'm overburdened, so I got to drop my stuff again. All right. Well, like I said, I wanted to come to that last village that we had, just at least the one that I had already uncovered. But I'm glad I did. Check it out. They have 2 pigs and 2 dogs for sale, so that's definitely worth a marker on the map here. We'll say pig/dogs. Very good. All right, and no, I'm not going to trade anymore. I'll keep whatever little furs we have left, which isn't that much. This has been a very successful trip. But before we head out, I think we're going to sacrifice just one little piece of reindeer meat just for a good journey, basically. There we go. Oh, we feel unsteady. Dang it. Why is that? I haven't sacrificed anything in a while. Whoopsie. Oh, well, we still have to leave, so it doesn't matter. Oh boy, well, we have finally arrived back at the cabin after many days of being absent, and it is a good feeling too. It's like after you've been on vacation and you regret having to leave, but once you finally get back home, you're like, it's such a relief to be where I'm most comfortable. Oh, what is this? Look at that. We've got a trail of tracks coming through. So before I do anything, very fresh small hair tracks. Well, that's not that big a deal. Yeah, before I unload or untie any animals, we're just going to come around the perimeter. I want to make sure there's no animals trapped because if there are, they could be bad, or going bad. So that would be a big priority. But nope, traps are all clean, so that's okay. It's not too much of a disappointment. We can always get more meat if we need. But you know what? While I was on my way back to the cabin, I noticed something and I realized how we're going to get the rest of our trade goods for our next big trade trip once the ice freeze is over. If we take a quick look at the map, what's that? Oh my God. The Ner Peasant are at it again. They have launched another satellite colony right here. This is just in the area kind of where we were. That's how I noticed. I was checking my maps and we went up this way. I had to go avoid some water, but we can't allow this to exist. So we're definitely going to be taking this out probably in the next episode. If not the next one, then the one after for sure. You can count on that because, like I say, it'll give us a little bit of time for the ice to fully freeze. And then once we've done this successfully, we're going to have a ton more stuff to trade with. So depending, of course, on how many combatants there are and if there's any trade goods stashed away inside the buildings. But it should be easy because we'll just pop right over here to the culture we were at, the Remy, and we will hire a few of their villagers from these places we've already discovered, and we're just going to head over and hit it. So now we've got, like I say, a plan for the very near future. But unfortunately, my immediate plan is kind of the boring part. I'm going to go ahead and drop off all the trade goods and stuff that we've got. Situate, put everything away. I need to drop my fine net, my silver chain bracelets, bunch of food, and put all the animals away in their fences and stuff. But I won't make you guys sit through all that stuff. Like I said, that's just the boring parts of the trade trip. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by for today's episode. And as I've shown you, we've got a lot more to go upcoming. Hopefully it'll be a fun fight too. They often are. I do enjoy raiding villages, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm interested to know what you guys think down in the comments section. Hit that like button while you're down there. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all on the next one.